You know, I wasn't going to drink today. I thought to myself, it was Christmas yesterday. You know, I've done enough drinking, this past week. So I'll give my liver a break. But to be honest, at this point, I think liver cancer would be a mercy compared to being a Manchester United fan. In fact, when this tumour that I'm inevitably growing in my liver eventually does grow to, proper size, I think I'm going to name it Louis. I'm going to name it Louis Van Gaal after the manager who's apparently destroying, the team and taking us back to where we were before he even took over. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, people. I mean, it's just we've got we've got about as much attacking intent as the Swiss national government. And when we do get forward, on those rare occasions, we move about as fast as a tortoise, an asthmatic tortoise, with some heavy shopping. It's doing my head in, to be honest. And at this point, this is the only thing that can. That's the only thing can numb the pain. It doesn't really numb the pain. It doesn't numb the pain. Being a Manchester United fan, over the last 20 years, especially because I'm such a young Manchester United fan, has been a DOS. Let's be honest. Fergie era. I was born in '95. We already had a couple of Premier League titles under our belt at that point. First memory in life was winning the treble in '99. Before I left England, we'd won 8 titles in 11 years. We won the Champions League again when I was 12, made a couple more finals, won a couple more Premier Leagues. I've had a lot of people call me a glory supporter. I've had to justify myself, for supporting Manchester United, but this is the man test. This is the test of your resolve. I'm hoping that we can use this experience of being literally probably the worst team in the Premier League at the moment to kind of get all the riffraff off our bandwagon, because the wheels have fallen off our bandwagon, that's for sure. I suppose we should get right into the game. Don't particularly want to talk about it, but needs must. Got to get it off my chest. We got completely outclassed. I mean, they don't call them Stoke Alona for nothing, but this is, we got outclassed by the Barcelona rejects here, and Charlie Adam. And from the minute the game started, I looked at my dad and I said, this isn't going to end well. We were misplacing passes. We were, getting caught on the break. Our defence was a shambles again. Don't know what's happened to Chris Smalling. I mean, he's still probably our best defender. But being the best defender in Manchester United right now, I mean, it's like being the best creative writer in North Korea. It's not exactly, a standard to aspire to, but, we showed no signs of life, especially in the first half. None whatsoever. Even my computer's, had enough at this point. He's saying, get off. I don't even want you to talk to me about this. We showed no signs of life throughout, that first 45 minutes. We went 1-0 down to one of the worst, bits of defence. I mean, I know Memphis Depay's never been to Stoke before, but surely he could feel the wind. He is a human being with, nerve endings, and he could feel that the wind was blowing, faster than he was, because he was blowing today as well, that's for sure. And, as soon as he gave that ball to Glenn Johnson and Bojan put the ball in the net, I thought, well, that's about right, yeah, it's about fair. 5 minutes later, Marko Arnautovic puts the ball through an eye of a needle into the top corner, absolutely no stopping that. And you just thought, yep, well, that'll be that then. Never thought, we had an hour left, in the Fergie era. We would have said, hour left. Even last season under Van Gaal, you'd have said 2-0, yeah, but, we'll get one and then we'll get another and we're still in this game. As soon as it went 2-0, it looked like it was over to me. And maybe I'm seeing things through, extremely tinted glasses at this point, having been treated to some of the most negative Manchester United displays ever in the last month. But at this point, we're just grown to accept being crap, just being absolute crap. I mean, even Van Gaal, probably ran out of space on his clipboard to say shit, 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 shit. Even Van Gaal, probably the cockiest manager apart from Jose Mourinho in the entire world, even he's talking about resigning. At this point, I think that would be the decent thing to do, because it's clear to me that he's lost the players, because these players are not playing for him anymore. I don't know what's going on. I mean, Wayne Rooney came on in the second half and, we showed a few signs of life, but I'm sitting there thinking, what took you so long? Why does it take us 45 minutes to even get remotely close to a standard that could maybe challenge Stoke? Don't get me started on Maro and Fellaini. The guy is absolutely useless. He's 6'4" and he can't win a header. So that's a start. That's pretty much the only thing he's good for. And then when he does get into the decent positions and gets, 6 yards from goal, 8 yards from goal, he manages to hit it straight at the keeper. I mean, Jack Butland needs no help. He's a fantastic goalkeeper, and yet you're still rolling the ball to him from 8 yards out. I mean, that was the best chance we created in the entire game in the second half. When Rooney, fair play to him, came on, tried to make some things happen, really, riled the guys up, and he got a good ball in. He got a decent ball into Fellaini, and Fellaini was dead centre, closer than the penalty spot. And instead of putting his laces through it, to the point where he probably couldn't have missed if he just hammered it. He wouldn't have even had to aim. He should have just hit it as hard as he could. He tries to finesse it in like he's fucking Pirlo. He needs to go. I mean, we need to... It's funny because a couple of years ago, even last season when, we were coming off the Moyes era, we were saying we need to clear out some of the riffraff. But all the riffraff we've cleared out are mugging us off, scoring goals. I think Hernandez, Van Persie and Nani have scored about 10 more goals than Manchester United have this season. Making Van Gaal look a damn fool. And I mean, he needs a reality check. And to be honest, I think we need a new manager. I mean, because as much as I disagreed with, the idea that we have to, chop and change a manager after a bad run of results. There's a bad run of results, and then there's 4 consecutive defeats against Bournemouth, Norwich, Stoke, Wolfsburg. This isn't like we haven't gone through the, we haven't exactly gone through the ring of fire here. These are teams that are going to be, down the wrong end of the table. I mean, admittedly, Stoke were decent. But they completely beat us. Like, it wasn't even close. And we were getting outdone by Norwich and Bournemouth, who might be in the Championship again next year. I mean, if we're lucky, we'll stay in the Premier League at this point. I mean, I'm obviously being a bit of a doomsday scenario at that point, but change has to come. We need a change at this point, and it's easier to change the manager than to change all the players. And at this point, I think Van Gaal's time's up. I was all forgiving him the rest of the season. Even after the Norwich game, I was speculating, but I was still saying, he's got 2 more games to show us what he can do and turn this around. One of those games has come and gone, and it's worse than ever. And we're going to go play a Chelsea team now. And I mean, Chelsea players are such snakes for, why couldn't they perform the way they did, last week against Sunderland under Mourinho? They turned on their manager, and now they're turning it on. And they're going to turn it on us on Monday, and we're probably going to get beat at Old Trafford for the 2nd time in a row. And 5 defeats in a row. I don't care what club you manage. Least of all Man United, you're out the door. So at this point, as much as I've supported Van Gaal, I'm officially saying Van Gaal out. We've got to get rid of him. Obviously, we're going to have to give him the Chelsea game. I mean, shit, if he wants to resign tomorrow, I'll let Ryan Giggs take charge of the Chelsea game. But we need to get a new manager in before New Year. And, January transfer window is a crapshoot. We all know that. But Mourinho's obviously the best manager on the market at the moment. I don't think that he's the answer to our problems because, to be fair, the reasons that we don't like Van Gaal are because he plays negative football, and Mourinho is the king of negative football, but at least he plays effective negative football. Van Gaal just plays negative football and still loses. And to be fair to Van Gaal, the one good thing he really has done this season, he was good at the start, but, in the last, month or two, the one good thing he has done is he's given a lot of first-team debuts to a lot of promising youngsters, and I don't know if I can trust Jose Mourinho to continue that trend and that culture of Manchester United, because ultimately, I'm a Manchester United fan. I have been for my entire life, and I will be for my entire life. And there are certain things about Manchester United that you don't compromise, certain philosophies, to borrow a phrase from, the future namesake of my liver tumour. And one of those philosophies is we bring through young players. And that's the one that he's stuck to. And if we, bring in Mourinho and he abandons even that, it could be a very long season for us. So let us know what you think. I mean, I've got my man of the match is Ashley Young. Best of a bad situation. He tried to get in some good positions. He put in a couple of decent balls. And, yeah, let us know if you've got any opinions on this. But at this point, I'm starting to worry seriously for our ambitions. If we end up mid-table this season, I mean, we're finished. I mean, it's a really dire situation. So, thanks for watching the video. I've not enjoyed, making it, but I hope you've enjoyed watching it if you have. And I guess I'll be back on Monday afternoon, and depending on the result, I might have another one of these in my hand. So, till next time.